Hi everyone and welcome to the Social Media Managers Academy, where this evening I'm going to introduce you to Helen, who has already done the academy. She did the academy last year. She was actually in my third intake, so I ran it 3 times last year. She was in the third intake last year, and we're just going to have a chat with her and ask her some questions. And if you've got any questions that if you're watching this live, you can ask as well. And also, if you're watching this on the recording and you've got any questions that you want to ask, feel free to kind of connect with Helen, because, and I think that's sometimes a really nice thing when you're kind of committing to something like this. It's always good to get it from the horse's mouth, because I can tell you all day long how amazing it is and how great the program is, but when you actually hear from somebody that's done it, and is then actually doing it, moving, has got a social media business as well, you can kind of hear it from them. And we'll be running another one on Tuesday with Kenna, who did the first one of last year as well, so you'll get a bit of an idea from 2 different people. So yeah, Helen and I are going to have a chat. As I said, if any of you have got any questions, please do ask, and we can answer those as we go away, or you can message me, or you can message Helen directly, not a problem. So hello Helen, how are you? Oh,
I'll unmute myself. Hi, Sam. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. I'm
good,
good.
good.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for agreeing to actually be on, because I know this is your own time, so I really do appreciate it. And I don't know what's wrong with my lighting tonight. I normally have filters on my Zoom that make me look absolutely amazing, but I look really tired. But then that mostly is because I've had a really busy day. But thank you so much, Helen, for coming on. So before you kind of joined the academy, tell everyone what you were doing. What was life like for you then?
Okay, so just before I joined the academy, I had gone back to working as a hygienist. So I was a qualified dental hygienist. I'd done like 12 years in the Air Force. In between that time, I'd done learning and development and worked in, training and organisation development. But I was in a position where I was trying to like figure out what I needed to do in my life. And, I'd gone back to hygiene because I really missed that kind of environment. And then we had COVID and it all went upside down again, and COVID kind of wrecked everything. All my plans of being in dentistry just disappeared, and I got COVID and I had loads of problems with my hands. But in that time, during COVID, I stumbled on Sam's 4-day challenge to do social media, and I jumped on it and I absolutely loved it. And I kind of got that passion for being in the social media world and doing it myself, and doing reels and posting every day. And it was that like draw towards social media for me that I really liked. And so I was, watching Sam in the background and thinking, oh, I quite like to do that. And then when I saw the academy, and it was actually Kenna's post that I saw, and I was like, oh, I want to do it. I want to do that. And so going from working in a dental practice to then thinking, oh, this is what I want to do. This is where my change needs to happen. And then just jumping on the course, and that's how it kind of started, really. So yeah.
Yeah, and we knew each other before as well through social media,
Yeah.
for about a year, 18 months. So it was quite nice. And I've seen your journey, from when you were kind of doing where you were a hygienist, and then that part where you weren't sure what you wanted to do, and then of course COVID made you really unwell, which meant that you had to kind of find an alternative, a plan B, in effect,
I did.
of
Yeah,
having
I
that.
did. It was just that kind of, it just sort of kind of fitted well, didn't it? I all kind of fell into place at a point where I thought, I'm really going to struggle and I don't really know which way to go, and I don't want to go back and do stuff that I've done before. I really want to move myself forward and get my own business.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
good. So how did you find the 10 weeks during the academy? How with, I don't mind what you say, this is, feedback is, I always believe in feedback. I love feedback because it helps me improve and do things even better. But how did you find the 10 weeks when you did the academy?
Okay, so you I enjoyed it. What I liked was being able to, see you on lives, so we could see, like, you were doing live introductions and teaching us, but also to be able to go back and watch the recordings and, just do it at my own pace and keep going backwards and forwards and making sure that I had the time to learn it. And it didn't take long. It didn't feel like 10 weeks at all. And actually, and I had a holiday in the middle of that, so I was on holiday and I was still listening to it, to the sessions and stuff. So, it was just, it didn't feel pressured. You could just do it at your own pace. And the information, if anybody have any questions, Sam, like, everything that she does is really helpful. So, there's no worry about asking if you're not sure about something. Even, in all your group and all, like, the free groups and everything, if you're part of Sam's groups, you'll know how helpful she can be. So, there's always time to ask questions if you need it. And I found, just going through it basic, step by step, and the way that you broke it down made it not overwhelming. So you could really just concentrate on building up gradually until you get to that point where actually you feel really confident that you could do somebody else's social media, not just your own.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole idea that I wanted from the course, because when I first put the academy together, I did my research. I looked to see what else was out there, and I was actually really shocked at different programs where they turned around and said, oh, it's a 12-week program, but actually they only did 6 sessions, and those 6 sessions were recorded and they were drip fed to you. You did one and then it gave you access to the next one, and so on and so on. And it wasn't until the end of the course that you actually got to see the person delivering the course in real, like, face to face or on a Zoom. And I think that's what really is quite surprising and interesting, because people sign up for these things, and I sometimes wonder if they actually know what they're signing up for. But I wanted to make sure mine was really hands-on and supportive. So we had those weekly Zoom calls, and if you couldn't make it, you watched the recording. Then we had a WhatsApp group with everybody in, and then you had your individual WhatsApp groups. So if you had a question, you could just ask me, and I'd support you. And yeah, it's kind of, I like to think that I go above and beyond with that support as well, because I want to make sure that you're happy. And if you've got any doubts, you've got those. So Pippa's just asked, that's what I worry about. I don't know enough about social media. And again, I'm just kind of thinking, so Kenna, who's on the call on Tuesday, she did no social media before. She used to do the odd post on Instagram, and she'll do the odd story. In fact, if you ask Kenna, she says, I hate social media. She actually but she loves doing it for a client point of view. She hates doing her own. And that's why she works for me, because she's like, I don't want to go out and advertise. I don't want to do this on my own. And that's why she works in my team, and she's quite happy just doing that. But now, she knows, well, the clients she looks after some of them are high level consultancy companies that charge like 5 to 10 grand a day. So she's doing that content. So if you think a year ago, she wasn't doing anything to do that. And that's what I really love about what I do in my academy, because I can take someone from here to here in just 10 weeks. And honestly, if you don't know enough about social media, when you've finished, you will know enough to give you the confidence to go and do it. And then I show you how you take it to the next level and the next level. And I think you could agree with that, Helen, as well. You mostly didn't know everything you needed to know, and now you do, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, when I started doing social media, there was so much I didn't know about it, and different platforms, So even though I'd messed about on Instagram and Facebook and stuff, I hadn't really bothered with LinkedIn. I did it ages ago and for work, and then got rid of it, but never really managed it and got into it, And it is just that building up your confidence, and Sam helps with that. building up the knowledge by teaching you about the different platforms and how you can schedule it, and tips and tricks and how to use Canva and all of that, so that it all comes with it. And I think if you like it and you enjoy it, you'll be great, because you soon pick it up, and it changes so quickly anyway.
Yeah.
Different trends and things change. So what you think you might know now, you've still got stuff to learn all the time anyway. So
It's constantly learning. I mean, so it's, yeah, like I sent Helen a message today, and we were just chatting about AI that can create images for you. And this is what this is the thing that I love about the online space and social media. And the other thing is as well, I think you find that you start having interest in other things as well, and growing your business on top of that. And it's good to have, like for you, Pippa, because I know that you do the VA work, and yes, you're doing a little bit of social media now, but to actually be able to promote yourself as a certified social media manager, that's going to open so many doors for you, because you're then going to be able to really, bring on those clients. You're going to be able to charge them more. And and then you can look at other things that you want to do. I've had people that have come through the academy that now do develop and build websites, sales funnels. They do SEO. They've gone into ads, because they're the things that they really enjoy, and it's just enabled them to kind of grow that a little bit more as well. So one of the things, Helen, that the guys need to do on the new course, because it is a certified program, is they need to do the exam. So you guys did the exam where I gave you the option of 4 clients, and then you had to go away and you had to create the social media content and images. And that was I think that was around week 8 or 9. How did you find that when I kind of said to you, right, you've got to go and do this now? And how what's your experience of that?
At first I thought, oh my God, I don't even know anything about these people. What do you do? What do you, where do you start? But you soon kind of, you have a look, like you say, you gave us the ideas, said, go and have a look at the websites, do this. Do you know what? It's not difficult, because you've got colors there, you've got inspiration there, and now especially if you've got ChatGPT as well, you can start to ask questions about that are relevant. It's not going to do it all for you completely, but it gives you prompts to help you. I mean, we didn't have that. I didn't use that when we were doing it, but it didn't take long, did it? I soon kind of got into the habit of I think I timed myself. I can't remember now how quickly I did it, but it didn't take me long.
No, I think the longest it took someone was like 3 hours. And I think we had one person, because when you do the exam, so the exam's slightly changed from what the other guys have, because I have to stick within the approved certification. But I think the longest time it took someone was 3 hours, and then we had one person that had to kind of go and say, I'm really sorry, but that's just not going to pass, because you have to have a 70% pass rate. And that's not stipulated by me, that's stipulated by the certification company. And I just went back and said, look, you need to change these are the recommendations, because I will help you. I'll help you and tell you what you need to to do to make those changes. They never actually came back and did the changes. In fact, they never actually came back on the final couple of weeks, and they don't do it at all now. So and that's the thing. And that's why I say, I don't just paint a pretty picture. I will be honest with you here. When I've had people that have come through the academy and thought, yeah, this is a really, really good idea, and they've not followed through. They've not watched the trainings. And that's the thing. If I know someone that hasn't watched the trainings, they've either not joined live or they're not joined the recording, because if you can't do the exam, I know full well that you haven't watched the trainings, because everything that I cover in the trainings is it's basically covered in the exam part. And when I call it an exam, it seems really harsh, because we all hate exams, but it's not really. It's just doing what you're going to be doing, and it's just I have to get you to do an exam in order to pass. So I thought, do you know what, the best way for me to get you to do that is to actually do the work that you need to do. And I'll be teaching you how to do it, and I'll be supporting you. And if you want to message me and say, Sam, I've just created this Canva design and I've just created this content, what do you think? That's fine. I'm happy for you to do that before you submit it all. It's not a problem. It'll be a we won't tell anyone, but you know, because I want you to learn, and I think sometimes that's the best way to learn as well. And Helen, I mean, Helen, I'll let you explain or tell everybody what life is like for you now since you passed the academy, because you passed in just before Christmas, wasn't it? So yeah, so what have you been doing since Christmas?
So I got 2 clients straight away. So I had one with the academy with Sam, and somebody approached me because they'd seen what I was doing. And Sam says, don't do 2 at once, don't start 2 people at once. And on the 1st of January, I had 2 clients. So it was like jumping at the deep end. But yeah, so started off just running really. And since then I've gained more clients. I can't take any more clients on because I'm quite busy now. So, you know, you can see that it can build up quite quickly. I do that management side, but I've also found, you know, local network meetings have been amazing because you can get a bit lonely anyway because you're working on your own. So, you know, if you can get in with a bunch of people that you can bounce ideas off and also get business from, because you get referrals and everything, that's been really, really helpful for me. And my whole lifestyle is different. I mean, look, I'm smiling. It's great, you know. I just find, I mean, you just working on your own and having the time and taking the pressure off yourself as well. So you're working for yourself. You don't have to be 9 to 5 in the office. You do it around your energy, you know, and that's what I found the best for me, is because I do have that peak and trough, and I'm sure everybody does, where you feel that you want to work or you feel like you've got no energy and you just need a bit of time back, and you can do that because it's your flow, isn't it? It's your timetable. So
Yeah,
as long as you know that you've got the work and you can do it, you can go with it.
you can do that, and that's the beauty of it as well. And like Helen said, so Helen works for herself, and she's got her own clients. But when you've come through the academy, you have the opportunity to work with me within my team, my agency, as well as a freelancer. And you know, that's also a great way for you to kind of start continuing on with doing what you're kind of learned, building up your experience, having me as a mentor moving forward as well. But it also means that it gives you that confidence. And then I also cover in the academy of ways of where you go and find your clients as well. So it's not a case of that you're just left on your own to kind of go, right, okay, well, I've done this course now, where do I find what do I do? That's all covered in the academy as well, you know, talking about networking, how you grow your presence on your online, and you grow your business as well. So I'm quite passionate about that, because I want you to have your own clients, but also I do understand that some people don't have, you know, might just feel that they actually just want to work for me, which is perfectly fine, because they haven't got enough time. Some of the people that work for me, they've only got like 2 or 3 hours a week because they actually have another job. And this is them just kind of having that extra income to pay for a holiday, or actually the increase in bills. You know, like Helen was saying, she's full to capacity now, but I taught you as well about actually having that balance so that you're not overworking yourself. And, you know, in April, we took 6 clients on in April, all in one go, not over the month, all in one go. And oh my God, that was exhausting. That was exhausting just as a business, because it was really, really full on, and we had Easter. So it's about, it's about actually being balanced, and we talk about all of that as well. So I would like, if you have got any questions, do let me know. And Pippa's just said, you know, Helen, that sounds so exciting. So can we advertise as a qualified social media manager and have a certificate after completing the course? Yes, you can. You'll get like a logo that you can put on your social media banners and any templates. Sorry, I can't think of the words. So you'll have a logo that's going to be designed to say that you're certified, and then you'll have your certificate, and then you'll be able to say that you're a certified social media manager as well. And it's actually recognised, which is great, because it's actually a large company in the UK that do it as well. So it's all above board and everything, but it's just nice to be able to do that, because one of the things that I think is going to happen within this industry at one point, I do think it's going to go regulated. So you're either going to have to show that you've got that experience, or you're going to have to show that you are certified as well, which is great to do. And it does make a massive difference. I'm a business strategist, but I'm actually a certified business strategist, and I think that's a massive thing for me, because I know people out there that will say they're like a business consultant. I'm not a business coach. That's the next thing that I'm looking to do. But having passed that exam and actually having that piece of paper, okay, it is just a piece of paper, but it makes a massive difference. I was talking to a company today who are a multi-million-pound worldwide company that sell furniture, and they want me to work with them with their business strategy. And they've come to me because when they were searching for certified business strategists, I came up. So I think that's the way that a lot of companies are going as well. So I think it's a great thing to have. So if you could give one bit of advice, Helen, to those that are thinking about, they're on the fence whether the academy's for them, whether being a social media manager or social media consultant or specialist, because you don't have to call yourself a social media manager, you can call yourself whatever you like. The only thing I'd say you don't call yourself is a freelancer, because that, and I go into all of that during the academy. But one bit of advice, what would you say to people?
I would say if you enjoy it, then you've got to put a bit of time into it. If you enjoy it, go for it, because what have you got to lose, really? But what if you didn't do it? If you didn't do it, then you never know, will you? But if you don't try, I would try. If you get on with it, you'll soon find out, because doing the tasks and things, how you get on with understanding it, creating content on Canva, and go for it.
Brilliant, thank you. So if anyone does have any questions, feel free to ask now on the chat box, or you can come off mute if you want to. As I said, if you are watching this recording, feel free to either message me or reach out to Helen as well, and more than happy to answer. As I said, this is real life, this isn't staged. And we do have Kenna coming on live on Tuesday to just hear from her kind of point of view as well. And because, Kenna was working in corporate, in a job, 3 children, didn't really do any social media before. And now, she's doing it 3 days a week around her children. So it's just to kind of give you 2 different levels of different people kind of coming onto the academy, really. And also other people that have done the academy are people, it's not just people that have never done social media. I've had people come on that have already got a business, but they've wanted to add it as another skill to their business, because I think it's great to have that plan B and upskill yourself as well. We had Ruth last year, who is a student nurse, and she was working in a care home and working really long hours, but now she just works a couple of hours a week for me, and she earns the same just working a couple of hours a week, than what she was doing working all the hours in the care home. Plus she's able to be around for her children as well. So it just gives you an idea of, this can be for anyone. It's just all I would say is take on the training, be a sponge, be a great student, and yeah, you can really make it what you want to make it. So if no one has any questions, as I said, the recording will come out. So if you want to rewatch this from the beginning, you can. Please do reach out to me. If you're not connected with me on social media, please do. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn and Instagram. Helen is also on Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn. So you can find her there, Helen Parsons. And yeah, just ask any questions, drop me an email, however you want to get in contact with me. It's quite easy to kind of find me, really. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch. And for those that are watching the recording, thank you for watching the recording. Hope you found this really, really useful. And yeah, Pippa, thank you so much for coming on. And I hope it has given you something to think about. And if you want to have a chat, please let me know. Happy to jump on a call and talk to you a little bit more about it as well. But have a lovely evening, everyone. And yeah, and take care.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.